Hello, I'm Carol Dancer, owner of Absorbent Specialty Products, and I have developed several of our mortuary line of products in conjunction with funeral homes as well as organ and tissue banks to try to resolve some of the issues that you have during difficult reconstruction cases. So we have a family of products. We have our liquid lock absorbent products as well as our BioBones prosthetics and our artificial arteries. And we're going to go into some detail on each one of those so you understand how the products work. So this is our liquid lock absorbent polymer. This is what is contained in many of our liquid lock absorbent products, but I want to describe what it is. So it's a super absorbent powder. It looks very similar to sugar, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water and I'm going to just show you how it works. You don't need very much, but I'm just going to take a little sprinkle of this and just sprinkle it around. You're going to see that it's going to absorb the water and turn it into a gel, but this is something that you can use inside, in and around donors or disaster cases or something to that effect. So you're going to sprinkle it around. You want to make sure that you leave a few minutes for it to solidify. It takes about 5 minutes for it to completely get to its full capacity. So you don't want to go overboard sprinkling in way too much when it's really not necessary. So you'll see here now that it's actually turned the water into a gel, so now you have nothing to actually seep or leak or anything. So it's a much better solution than cotton or gauze that would potentially leak under pressure. So I'd like to do a demonstration and comparison between gauze, liquid lock absorbents, and cotton. So I'm going to pour a little bit of water into each one of these. I'm going to try to do an equal amount and see the effects that we have on each of the three different products. So here's the gauze. We'll do this one first. We'll do the cotton. And then we'll do the liquid lock absorbents. So I'm just going to give it a second or so just so that we can see the effects, and then I'd like to just push down on it to see if you can see the water that's loose in here as you put pressure on it. When you do the same thing with the cotton, you're going to get a similar effect. With the liquid lock, give me just a second here to get this all solidified. What happens with the liquid lock product is it actually contains a super absorbent polymer that turns the water into a gel. So it actually prevents it from leaking, so you wouldn't have leakage at inopportune times. And you can see that this is turned into a solid now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour each one of these out. So you can see here the cotton leaves it fairly liquid, the gauze is also left it liquid, and the liquid lock product has turned it completely to a gel. So any of our products that contain the liquid lock powder will actually convert the liquid to a gel and therefore prevent it from leaking. So here we offer our BioBones prosthetics. What are BioBones? BioBones are made from a PLA, a corn resin polylactic acid, which is the same tissue that's found in muscle tissue in the human body. So the benefits to that is that they actually biodegrade in both burial and cremation. It's a natural material. The benefit also is that when we're molding at our end, we can dip this in boiling water and we can actually manipulate the ends to create different shapes to accommodate different applications that you might have. We offer the prosthetics in three different versions for the lower extremity. We have the molded hip, which rests into the acetabulum, the pegged end, which can rest into some tissue, and then as well as the straight edge. The straight edge can now be used with the pelvic attachments. The pelvic attachment comes in a standard size, so it's fixed to one length, or we have an adjustable length version as well that accommodate various sizes. We also offer two different foot options. This is what we call the ankle attachment, and it does come included with any of the lower extremities. It's a press fit that goes into the end of the tube. This goes to the front of the foot, and this actually fills in the heel of the foot. We also offer an adjustable foot design, and this is you'd actually loosen this up, slide it to your desired length, and then you can twist lock that into place, and it secures it into place. This then fits onto any of the lower extremity prosthetics. This is one of our molded knee attachments. Again, this is hand molded based on the needs, but we can actually press fist it and push that right onto any of the prosthetics. And now you can use this and slide it to your desired height or wherever you need to place it. We also offer the arms. This is a full arm with an adjustable elbow, so you can bend the arms fairly readily. And then we also have the humerus, which is just the upper portion And then we have a new item, which is the BioBone sheets that we provide. Same type of material, but now you can use this as a chest plate. It's also completely moldable, and you can form it into all different shapes and sizes. You can cut it to whatever size you might need, and you can put it into areas for disaster cases as well as bone and tissue recovery cases. So you can offer rigidity back for those cases as well. This is a full spine prosthetic as well as a partial spine prosthetic. So now I'm going to go into details on the different features that we have that are on the prosthetic so that you understand how they work. The prosthetic here, just so you understand it, is made in an oval form. So these are actually made in a tubular form in an oval shape. So you simply slide them together, and then you twist it and lock it into place so that it now locks into place without using any fixtures whatsoever. We've added some extra features in. We've added the extra lines in so that when you line them up, they do lock into place. And then we also offer a thumb screw that just tightens down to the length that you need to offer extra safety features as well. Another benefit we add in is the friction areas. We put these in areas where you're going to be using it to twist to lock it into place. We understand that you're typically using this in a moist environment, so you don't want to have slippage while you're trying to lock these into place. So we have the thumb screw is available on all of the legs, the humerus, the foot, the spines, as well as the adjustable pelvic. The frictions are on all of the ones that would need to be adjusted. The elbow here comes with this adjustable one, and you would simply twist this to shorten it and push it in, or you untwist it to lengthen it to the desired length that you might need as well. The PLA material, a benefit to it is that it does go very nicely through the crematorium. It doesn't give off any gassing. It doesn't leave any damage to the retort, and it sweeps up easily just like with any other ash. So it doesn't add any extra complications to that as well. So this is our family of artificial arteries. Artificial arteries are used for the embalmer, but are typically inserted by the recovery team during an organ and tissue recovery process. The benefit to using it is that the funeral home actually has the ability to embalm without having the need to reopen the donor. So how it works is, for example, this is our femoral artery. It runs all the way from the hip down to the foot, and it has extra branches into the denser tissue areas for the thigh and the buttock area. We also have a brachial insert artery. This actually goes into the brachial artery above the radial ulnar split, and then that gives you an arterial embalming for the lower extremity, which is the hand, which is probably the most important part for the funeral home. The brachial replacement artery, if you're doing a full recovery, this actually goes down from your shoulder to your wrist. And then we also have the heart arteries. We offer it in a sterile environment if we're doing a heart transplant. Then you would use a sterile heart. If you're just doing a heart recovery for valves, then you would use the non-sterile version. And we have it in adult size and in child size. So I'm going to go into detail a little bit about the features of each one as a close-up so you can see how each one of them works. So this happens to be the femoral artery. You'll notice that there happens to be holes throughout its length. They're all equally spaced apart, and this is designed to allow the embalming solution to run throughout the full length and to be able to get to all of the tissue from thigh all the way down to the foot. If you look close here to the foot area, we have a clip on the end. If you have a desired length that you would like, you simply slide it to the length, slide it up to the area, and then hold it into place, and then you can snip off the extra tubing if you need to. The thigh and buttock area on the femoral artery have these two branches here. They each have these barb tips secured onto the ends, and this is to allow you to insert it into the denser tissue without having too much trouble. So all of the artificial arteries are inserted by the recovery team. What they would do is they would lay them into place with the liquid lock absorbent pads, and then they would do their final closure. And they would leave this tag and the end of this out of the donor, and this is designed to give you the instructions on how to actually do the embalming and what the artificial artery is and how it works. This artery here is the brachial replacement artery, and this is designed to have the end completely closed because you're not going to be able to fit this device down into your wrist area. So we secure the end off. You would lay that down into the wrist, and then you would have this end sticking out of the shoulder, and you can cut it to length if you need to, but you typically don't need to. And that also comes with the instruction tag to explain how to use it for the embalmer. This is the brachial insert artery. It comes with this barb tip secured onto the end, and this is what actually gets inserted into the brachial artery above the radial and ulnar split. This is designed to allow the embalming solution to run down through the length of the hand so that you have an arterial embalming. Again, this would come with the tip on the end as well as the instruction tag on how to do the embalming. This is the heart replacement artery. This actually has 3 separate channels. Each one will go to the 3 major arteries off of the heart. You're going to put one to the red side will go to the brachiocephalic trunk. The white would go to the left common carotid artery, and the blue would go to the left subclavian artery. And each one of these will come with a tag as well, explaining what each one is going to, so that the embalmer knows how much solution to give for each area. This is available in a child-size version as well. Same thing. And then we also have the sterile version, which would be this item here. So here we have our family of absorbent products, as well as our BioBones prosthetics and our artificial arteries. All of the liquid lock absorbents contain the powder that turns a liquid into a gel, and we can combine all of these items into custom care packs, as well as sell them individually for individual situations. So the custom care packs include anything from the bones, arteries, the liquid lock absorbents, any of the ones that you need for your particular application, as well as thread, head blocks, uniols, body bags, and any of those other additional items that you might find that you need. Let us know if you have any specific needs, and we can make a custom care pack specifically for your application.